How we doing, folks? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the rounds. It's my favorite part of the day. It tells you that the real work has only just begun. My name's Glenn, and as I said, this is the rounds, part of the Brewed There, Drank That family, bringing you the freshest and tastiest in all that brews. We got a special treat today. We're going to swing up to the lovely northeastern states, say what's up to the guys at Dogfish Head. This is the Squall. Now, as you can see, it's served in a 750, comes capped. It's continuously hopped for 90 minutes, and what's crazy about this one is that to dry hop this IPA, there are 6 different hops. So, more hops than would actually be used in the base brew of what most would consider a legitimate IPA. Double that normal amount and dry hop it, and that's how you get to the Squall. Continuously hop for 90 minutes, as I said, 6 different kinds of hops in the dry hop. It's 9% alcohol by volume, and sadly, not as readily available as some might like. This is actually the first time we've seen it down this way, and it's only been available for about 2 years or so. Now keep in mind, in that 2 years, it's probably only been brewed with access to where I'm at, maybe 3 times, 2, probably 2. Now, keep in mind, folks, I also want you to know this ahead of time. This is a completely blind taste. So everything you see right now is completely legitimate. Not that I would ever give it to you any other way. I can recall specific instances, and I won't name the beers, but I go out of my way to try beers that are outside of my personal flavor profile, that are outside of what I would typically drink, just for the fact of you having somebody to bounce ideas off of. If I drink the same beer all the time, every time, and I fall into this complacent acceptance of beer, then I'm not doing you guys any favor, and I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. So, granted, this isn't really that extreme a push, being that it's an IPA, and it is 9% alcohol by volume, and it does have 6 different hops in the dry hop. We're going to move past that. A bit lighter than the Burton Batten, a bit lighter than the 120. Probably not as much malt there. It's got that golden orange hue that beckons so many beer drinkers to Beervana. The head's lacing pretty well. The bubbles are a bit bigger on this than some of the other Dogfish Head brews. It's got an unfiltered look to it. Not translucent by any means. Peppery, spicy, earthy, funky. How many different ways are there to describe hops? Not really not really sure. Not so much. Okay, based on where the nose is, and knowing what I do know about the beer, I'm really excited, because it seems like it's going to drink like straight hop juice. The head's breaking down at a relatively slowly pace. What's that? Yeah, it's about the tip of a thumbnail still. Seems to be sticking around for a pretty good amount now. May break down to a general wisping across the glass. Interesting. Surprisingly, I would almost call it malt forward. Actually, it seems that they've used enough of a variety of hops to allow the malt to actually showcase on about the front half of the palate. The hops are definitely there. Make no mistake about it. This is every bit the IPA it's labeled. But the malt, it's got good weight to it. It's very interesting. It actually finishes pretty clean for what you'd expect from this many hops, especially in the dry hop. My personal opinion here, once you get past a certain number of hops, I don't know what that number is, but once you get past a certain number of hops, I think your tongue gets a bit shot out. And some of these, you know, without mentioning any other breweries, because this is all about Sam right now, but some of the other breweries do similar variations of an IPA. I personally tend to think if you end up over 4 different hops, it does too much to the tongue. I think it's really important to pair your hops with intention, with design. I think this is great. It's definitely a Dogfish Head brew. The malt is there, the hops are there, it lingers. Not over the top on the lingering effect, but I think showcasing a smaller amount of hops and having each one stand out in its respective desired function is more productive per se than just hopping the shit out of something and serving it to the public. Now, I'm not at all unhappy with this beer. It's a good beer, very drinkable. And it'll probably get you where you want to go, whether that's hanging out with friends, an awesome food pairing with some Thai or Indian food, or whether you're doing what I'm doing right now, which is enjoying the sunshine and taking in one of life's little pleasures. Anyway, that being said, guys, this has been the rounds. This is the Squall from Dogfish Head, and this is me looking at you saying, until we're sitting face to face, this is the closest we'll get. Salute. It's interesting.